everyone, welcome to the first video of the Bitesize with Britt video series. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm very grateful that you're taking time out of your busy day to see what this channel is all about. I'll start with an introduction. I'm Brittany, an ambitious and optimistic mom-to-be, a physiotherapist, an avid athlete, and someone who's always been obsessed with self-improvement strategies. I'm currently 30 weeks pregnant as of the recording of this video, and I'm on an early maternity leave due to prenatal depression and mental health challenges, so I have more time on my hands than I know what to do with. Of course, me being a busybody, I had to find a meaningful way to fill my time, so I decided to start this video series, which I hope will help me continue my new journey of self-acceptance and personal development, and more importantly, will help us all together learn how we can meet the various moments and phases in our lives with faith and optimism. I hope to create a safe space for healthy discussion about some of the relatable challenges of life, and ultimately to support you in prioritizing your personal goals, no matter what phase of life you're in, because I truly believe we all deserve to have the time, energy, and space to pursue our goals. On this channel, I will introduce some practical tools and strategies that have helped me achieve some of my biggest goals, like competing at a few provincial gymnastics championships, completing an Ironman during my undergrad, becoming a physiotherapist, qualifying for the National Pro Bodybuilding Qualifier, and more recently working through prenatal depression, which, as I said before, is still very much a work in progress for me. Lastly, I have some fun guests lined up, which I'm super excited about. I have a few interactive activity sessions like meditation and yoga, and I'll be doing regular monthly challenges with fun prizes to keep you healthy and happy. So let's all take a collective deep breath on the count of 3, and then we'll get started. 1, 2, 3, in and out. Awesome. And your deep breath may be deeper than mine because I recently learned that due to the compression on my lungs from this little guy in here, my lungs are at a 10 to 30% reduced capacity. So that's your fun fact for today. So the focus of today's video is values. And I chose this as the starting point for this video series because as I started my battle through prenatal depression, I personally found that identifying my core values was an important first step in understanding my thoughts, feelings, and actions, and in directing my next steps and future paths. Whether we know it or not, our core values guide our daily decisions and feelings. And when we go off path and lose track of these values, we end up feeling unfulfilled and at odds with ourselves. So today we'll do a quick activity that is an adaptation of the personal values card sort designed in 2001 by a team at the University of New Mexico Department of Psychology. And I'll include that full reference below if you're interested in checking out the full activity. One of my goals with this series is to keep the videos relatively short and meaningful, or bite-sized. So I've pared down the original exercise. But ultimately, the goal of today is for you to leave with some clarity on your current core values, which you can then build on moving forward. So before we start the activity, I just want to emphasize that there are no right or wrong answers with this exercise. This is you reflecting on what's most important to you right now. The values you end up with may look different from what they were a year ago, a month ago, or even yesterday, and that's completely okay. So today I'm going to show you 10 words at a time. And from each set of 10, I want you to pick one word that resonates most with you or that you feel is most important to you in this moment today. And then note that word down on a paper or on your computer notes or something like that. You can pause the video if needed to review the words, but try not to overthink the options. Just try to go with your initial gut feeling as to which word resonates the most with you. Okay, so here are the first round of 10 words. So we have acceptance, beauty, comfort, dependability, faithfulness, generosity, health, inner peace, justice, and knowledge. So you can quickly take some time to scan through the descriptions and then try to just go with what your initial gut is as to which word resonates most with you right now in terms of your values. Try not to overthink it. And then note that one word down. So you can pause the video here if you need a little more time, but I'm going to move to the next page. Okay, so next we have leisure, mastery, order, popularity, responsibility, self-control, tolerance, wealth, achievement, and compassion. So again, take a minute to reflect on these words and choose the one that you feel is most important to you right now. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. Write down your one word from this page, and then we'll go on to the next page. So here we have family, genuineness, honesty, intimacy, logic, purpose, romance, self-acceptance, tradition, and world peace. So again, choose one word from this page. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next one now. There's 2 more pages. Okay, so we have adventure, contribution, flexibility, God's will, hope, loved, loving, service, attractiveness, and courtesy. Again, jot down your one word from this page. Okay, and I'm going to move to the last page now. Okay, lastly, we have forgiveness, growth, humility, simplicity, authority, creativity, friendship, humor, spirituality, and autonomy. So again, take a little bit of time to reflect and then write down the one word that stands out to you. And then you should have 5 words recorded. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds chirping outside, but it's really making me excited for spring to come, because today is a pretty rainy, gloomy day here in Toronto. Okay, so I'm going to close this now. So you should have 5 values recorded. Now what I want you to do is take a look at your list and cross out 2 of the values. So cross out the 2 that are least meaningful to you right now, so that you are left with your top 3 values. I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, and then once you have your top 3, if you're able, try to identify what your number 1 value would be from this list of 3 values, and just circle that, that number 1 value. And if it's a little too hard to just identify one top value, that's totally fine. You can just stick with the 3 that you have. Now, after this video finishes, I want you to note down your values somewhere prominent for you, or somewhere you'll see them regularly over the next week. So maybe on the Notes app on your phone, if you're anything like me and live by your phone to-do list, or maybe on a Post-it note that you can stick above your bed or on your bathroom mirror or something, just somewhere where you'll see it regularly throughout the week. And you can even tell a close family member or friend what your values are. And over this week, I want you to think about the values you ended up with, how they are showing up in your life, how you would like to potentially change your behaviors so that they show up more in your life, and whether you're surprised at all by the values that you ended up with. And I also just want to lastly emphasize again that there's no right or wrong answer here. This is just you reflecting on you, which I've come to learn over the past couple months is just such a beautiful process to go through. Lastly, before we wrap up, if you feel comfortable sharing your top 3 or top 1 value in the comments below, I will add you to a draw for a free little self-care gift, and I will announce the winner of the draw at the beginning of next week's video. To kick us off, I'll tell you that when I did this activity, my top 3 values were health, purpose, and spirituality. So I'm very curious to see if I overlap with any of you guys. Again, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope this video gave you something to think about, and I look forward to reading some of your values over the next week. Before we say bye, let's do one more group breath on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Take care and remember you are worthy of pursuing your goals. I'll see you next week.